Hey there, fellow achiever, and welcome to the Business Unfiltered vlog, where we have been going behind the scenes for 30 days of business and life as an achiever. And this is like the perfect day to talk about an achievement I just hit and really how it was actually hit. So you may or may not know, but I have my regular podcast, which has been about a year and a half now, is the Daydream Achiever podcast. So typically it's a solo podcast. I do one interview a month, but other than that, it's just me. And then I just launched a second podcast with my dear biz bestie, Chelsea Jarvis, over at the Left Brain Hippie. It's called the AlignedCEO podcast. So make sure you subscribe to it because the feedback we've been getting is incredible, which means we're on to something, which means we are definitely in the right place of sharing the message that we intended to bring mindset and strategy into the same conversation. Now, with this launch, we definitely wanted to have a big splash launch. So we wanted to get as many people as we could subscribing, rating, reviewing, all the things that happen with podcasts, because if we can get out to certain lists that iTunes has, one being new and noteworthy, we were hoping to hit that list so that we can get to even more people, right? If we can get on a featured list, then more people are going to get exposed to our message, more people are going to be served in their business and really be able to hear things from a behind the scenes view of two people who have no problem telling their backstage, right, on this podcast. So we really did want to share it. We wanted to, use organic growth in order to do that. And what we wound up seeing is, we won't know if we're new and noteworthy yet. It can take a while. But what we do know is that we wound up hitting the 25th spot in the top 100 business podcasts. So we watched within 24 hours as we were rising up this chart that we didn't even realize was something to be looking at in iTunes. And it was absolutely incredible. It was an amazing ride. We got to celebrate. We got to really see that, okay, not only are people jumping on board, but the reviews that they're leaving, people really connect with the message we're putting out there. However, we hit the 25 spot. So we're in, the top 25 with a small audience compared to the other people that were on that list. So we were seeing, there are people with larger audiences than the two of us, right? I would say we probably have a relatively small audience comparatively to a lot of the influencers that are out there. However, they are small, but they are mighty. So they showed up. We had over 60, I believe, reviews. We had close to 1,000 downloads. It was so awesome to see what happens when you build a business that's based on connection, that's based on heart, that's based on sharing your truth, whatever that is. And sometimes my truth is very messy, and I understand that, and I try to share it as best as I can, and I can only show up as me, so that's just kind of how I lead. And Chelsea's the same way. So all we can do is allow ourselves to evolve and grow and share the journey along the way. And what has happened is we have both created these tribes that not only can sustain themselves, but then mix together and really, really thrive. So I wanted to share that because I think sometimes, a lot of times in the online space, we can get so wrapped up in the numbers. I need more people on my list. I need more people on social media. I need more this, right? You're comparing your audience to somebody else's who's probably been in business longer than you have, to be honest, or more consistent in business than you have, to be honest. And we're comparing all these things, but the truth is, it's never about the list size, the number of followers, the likes. It's not about that. It's about the true connections that you are creating with your people, knowing that some people are going to come in and automatically leave. They don't like your style. They don't like the way you do things, whatever the case is. That's okay. But those that do come in and they stay and they are being served by you, you are leading from a place of value and integrity, people remember that. And when you ask them to show up, they show up. So yes, it may be small, but totally mighty. And that has been such an amazing thing to witness within a 24-hour span in my own business. It's something that I knew to be true, but to see it actually in action, it was pretty amazing, you guys. Like it definitely is humbling and incredible and makes me feel grateful. And I'm just really excited about it. And I think you should be excited about what you're doing in your business too. As you launch something, are you excited about it? People feel that. So they knew this was something that we were super excited about. We had launch hiccups and people waited for it to actually launch, which we super appreciate. And now it's out there, it's out into the world, and we can serve people on a whole nother level and another platform. And you have the power to do that as well. So I wanted to share this to really remind you that it doesn't matter if you have 2 people, 200, 2,000, 20,000 people following you. It's what you do with that small number that really shows how you are going to grow throughout your business, how you are going to thrive, and how you're really going to impact the lives of other people. But you have to show up for the 2 before you ever get to the 2,000, the 200,000, whatever the case is. So how are you showing up for your people today? And if you are looking for people to show up for you, I want you to ask yourself if you show up for them consistently first, because it all starts with us. So I will see you tomorrow for another day of the vlog.